This morning, I can announce that we are investing $650 million to support Indigenous communities on healthcare, income support, and new shelters for women. Let me start with the first pillar, which is healthcare. Although we've made progress, there are still communities that are not properly equipped to handle a COVID-19 outbreak, and we need to address that. That's why we're investing over $285 million for public health in First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities. These funds will go toward more nurses, will help procure specialized supplies, and will support work with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities on continued community-driven responses. Having the right health care is essential, but it isn't the only concern facing communities right now. Because of this pandemic, a lot of people also need a hand in paying for the basics. So, as a second pillar of this investment, we are boosting the On-Reserve Income Assistance Program. This money will support people living on reserve who need help paying for things like groceries, cleaning supplies, or rent. A portion of this funding will also help First Nations communities continue to provide services like skills training and support for people as they navigate federal benefits. The work being done in communities by members of the communities is incredibly important to help people get through this very challenging time. And that brings me to the third pillar of this funding, investment in shelters. In April, we announced $10 million so that emergency shelters for Indigenous women and children could adapt to the new challenges posed by COVID-19. This is vital support in the short term. But in the long term, more still needs to be done. So today I can announce that our government is investing an additional $85 million for new shelters for Indigenous women. These shelters will be built in communities across the country, including in the north. No one should have a place to stay when they're unsafe. No one should have a place to stay. No one should have to stay in a place where they're unsafe. No one should be forced to choose between violence or homelessness. These new shelters will offer a path forward when people need it most.